up?
Peace. That's positive energy, activating constant elevation because we need it right now.
We need it right
We
now.
need the light. We got to tap in. We on a downbeat. It's a little dark, so we got to find that light within, man, and keep it going right now. So thank
Yeah.
you, for constantly being a light every morning. You lighten up the screen, with positive energy. Um, it's much appreciated. The Converge team keeping it going. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, I mean, look, okay. So we're talking about being at the Paramount, and I was like, you know what? I gotta. It's been a long time. I haven't been able to sit with you on camera. Anyway, we do a lot behind the scenes, y'all, because it's a lot of work to keep the energy alive. But really, you've been doing so much work. You and the teams that you've built. You guys just recently, really celebrated a year with the new homes, and I'm like, that year went by so fast. But also, groundbreaking on Africatown Plaza, opening up William Grove Center, furthering other development projects throughout the city. This is really huge because starting off at ACLT in my line of community work, I learned and gained so much, and I will always be an ambassador for the work y'all do. I just wanted to give you some time to really share with the audience some of the work behind what they may see as the outward effects of all that work. Just tell us a bit about how it's been for you to be building these teams and seeing all of this stuff come through to fruition from idea to actualization.
I think you just said it. It's all about starting with an image in. We got to imagine, right, and then design and build what we want to see. Um, it's really just making space for our brilliance to express itself. The answers are among us, the solutions are among us. The ability is among us. And with Africa Town, it's really about making space for our beauty, our brilliance, and the best of our lessons, our legacies to be able to be brought forth into the future. I know, Converge or Big O is big on that. He's always honoring the media, pioneers that came before and paved the way. And so just creating space with whatever we have, we work with that. That's what innovation is. Making a way out of no way, but knowing that there's always a way. Within us. Again, that infinite resource within us. That's why they call it soul music, soul food. They gave us nothing, we made something. So we just tap in. That spirit of Sankofa, looking back to go forward, right? And so we've been building. This is not new.
Yeah.
We're just, tapping into that aspect that maybe we haven't had the space to do so much, And so again, just seeing like, this show right here, just having a little space, Black Dot, and knowing that we got brilliance in our community and Big O responding and coming up with ideas and just, having a little space. And look, it's, now it's at the Paramount. It's not in the Black Dot Underground. So, I mean, I think that's what it is, creating a space, tapping in. There's so many people, right, that bring something that makes it. And I know, again, the Converge is big on that too. Everyone bringing something to the potluck and then we all can eat, right? So that's what the work is, and then just learning, right? We always got to do the knowledge and go investigate and do the research, and nothing is beyond us, right? And we should expect that we can have things that we've had, things that are, good in the world that others have. We should feel entitled to having those same things for us, for ourselves. So, that's just, I guess, some of the mindset. It all starts with our mindset.
Yeah.
All with our mindset.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before too, the importance of, understanding some of the values and the principles that, our communities have always been built on. Proof was talking about legacy. And I know that that's a huge part of how, Africa Town has really foundationally done its work, is building off of those legacies. And we talk about it all the time here at Converge, and we're, in the studio, we have that amazing wall to really remind us of that and what we stand on. But you recently were able to give this message and talk about what you do on a big stage as one of STG's theaters at the Moore when Amanda Sills came. And I just want to ask you about that as well, because she was so intentional in every city that she went to make sure she was tapping in with the brilliance and community. When you talk about brilliance, tell us a bit about that moment for you, being able to be on that stage with a jam-packed audience audience, coming there for Amanda Seales show, but they get to learn about Africatown. And I think you were like, wait, people know us. That's really cool. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, it definitely, shout out to Amanda Seales, formerly Amanda Diva. I mean, we, built a relationship, her coming to the city. I mean, again, just making space for Black genius and seeing her genius. And she is really like multi-platform, creative genius. And so as things come around full circle, the opportunity was presented. And with the real, I mean, like walking in, everybody kind of knew already, was like, that was a very, I guess you could say, fulfilling or gratifying moment, because so many times that we're just burning that midnight oil, with the hope that people really can feel it,
Yeah.
and appreciate it. And I think everyone that's an entrepreneur and has any type of vision that they work towards, sometimes it can feel like, is it,
Yeah.
is it really?
Is it moving? Is it creating
Yeah,
that impact?
yeah. So
Right.
that was good, and it was a dope show.
Yeah.
That show was like was good,
Yeah.
So yeah, just again, that's what we want to be normalized. That's what we want to normalize space for, that anywhere you go, any day of the week, you can find and tap into positive energy, Black brilliance, Black genius, Black creativity, right? Be inspired, contribute yours. It's always an exchange, right? An intercourse, right? And that's what creates new. Like when we look at the past and we interact with that, and then we're in the present, then we create futures, right? And that's what we want our young people to be able to be immersed in, right? And tap into our stories. There's some powerful stories just in our local community, let alone if we start going national and international, right? So, just really changing our operating system. We got to tap in, change that operating system. We got some viruses in our software that's been, we've been hacked and, and all of that kind of stuff for a while. And so some disruptive stuff has got in, but we just got to, reset and understand that we've done a lot of things before. So we always who we were, and so we just want to make sure that we're focused on being the greatest that we can be. And again, it takes space, it takes space. You need some space and some time to be able to tap in and express that aspect.
Well, I really appreciate that you said that. And one of the things that I really wanted to talk about with you is, your name is known way throughout this city, throughout this state. And I mean, from a ground level, if I'm talking to somebody and your name comes up, they go, oh man, this is how he impacted my life. You have done a lot of work to, have conversations with young people, to tap in. You brought your brilliance to so many different avenues throughout. And when we think about, DPIC, what we lost in this community, I wanted to really give a moment here for you and I to really talk about how important that is, because as you are doing these major development projects, you always still find time to, like, all right, coaching a baseball team, okay, being here for these young people and talking to them. When we think about the next generations, because you are also a father as well, that matters so much in terms of how you approach this work. Just tell us a bit about how much that means to you to always be a thorough line of how you see the importance and value of what you bring to the city.
That's a hard one, it's a hard one.
Love you, Joaquin. Hmm.
Yeah, buildings don't build community, people do. And we just gotta be the light. It's hard, when you see you know, you see the greatness emerging, you see the seeds sprouting, you see everything in a sense that, you know, that we're striving to make space for, and then it just gets snatched like that. And, you know, we know that we're all just passing through, right? In this physical form, it's a limitation, it's a time, you know, but it it's still rough. It's still rough, you know, and I just wanna, you know, send love out to Kiana, the family, everyone. You know, then we lost Caleb, Isabel, you know. And those are two bright lights, you know, and just the whole situation is it's pretty close, you know, and I know it's sensitive for everybody right now, but we have to change the operating system, you know. Who put us on demon time?
Mm.
You know, we got to get off that demon time, you know. We got to get on the God time. You know, we got to really understand who we are, you know, and stop getting tricked, you know, out of our minds in a lot of ways, right? Because we seeing the ramifications, you know. I don't hear a bunch of noise about let's stop the promotion of, you know, the words about black, you know, murder and denigrating black women and poisoning black youth. No one's losing, you know, endorsement deals for that,
Yeah.
you know. So we have to take responsibility for ourselves to really speak, you know, the life, you know, to speak the truth into our children, into our youth. You know, we got to think about our language environments, our words. You know, words have power. You know, and right now is a time to um, speak something else into existence. You know, and then we have to be the word at the same time. And I think, you know, Devon Pickett Jr., D Pick, he really embodied that. You know, we had a lot of, you know, conversations, and he was a very he was understanding and embracing his power and ascending in his greatness and his divine, you know, existence, his supreme existence, and you know, that transcends his physical, right? And so I hope that others can, you know, tap into that energy, you know, be that energy, keep that legacy, that life, keep it living, you know. As long as we keep speaking it, keep being it, keep connecting our young people to these, you know, positive legacies, we can see a transformation, you know. And you know, that's the what we have to do. That's the focus. I'm getting a little, you know, a little off because I had things to say, but it's just a hard one, man. You know,
Yeah.
back to back. You know what I'm saying? Back to back to back. We've taken a lot of L's in our community, in our city, for such a small population. A lot of people, we know each other. You know, we know the parents. We went to school. We coached them. You know, and you know, not even just through the, you know, homicides, but suicide. You know, it's a lot of things that, you know, we got to get our minds back. We got to take our minds back. We got to stop turning our children's minds over to these destructive, you know, forces. And that's really what the most important aspect of our work is about, is really, you know, showing our young people, you know, our children, our fruit, our best part, you know, the greatness within them. So I think I might be off the question a
No, you
little
did.
bit, you
No,
know,
no, no,
but
no. You answered it.
that's what it is. We got to reset. We got to get off that demon time. You know, it's black God energy. We got to, you know, being a source of life. They done tricked us into being a, you know, source of our own death and destruction. You
Yeah.
know, and we got to just rise above, get above that. We
Yeah.
can. We can rise above that. You know, that's what the Banu Bird. You mentioned the Banu Home Community Home, which is a new, just a 1 year old. And it's called enhanced shelter program. We call it a community home, focused on reducing the overrepresentation of black men in the houseless population. They're overrepresented, underserved, and we chose the Banu, which is really more the origins of what people commonly known as the phoenix. The phoenix represents, you know, the rising from your ashes. That's a Greek word. Banu is a, you know, Egyptian or Kemetic word, and it's about returning,
Yeah.
you know, returning and self creation, rebirth, and rising up. And so that's what our work is really all about: regenerating our positive legacies, looking at where we've been our best, and saying that's what we want to emanate. Not that we all gonna have ups and downs. That's life, right? That's the journey. But we want to look at, to go to my brother Proof. When was that last great game? That's the game that we wanna reflect and emanate.
Yeah. Well, I just gotta say, I mean, I appreciate you, you know, being transparent here, and for me, you really are such a great example for everyone, not just men and young people, but people in general. You have really dedicated yourself to building up this community and to really reflecting the brilliance within, that godhood within, in a way that I've experienced personally as you have poured into me. And I just want to thank you publicly, Wyking, for that, for being that example. It is so necessary right now as we talk about the times we've been in for a very long time. But you have always been very much foundational in this community. And I had to give you that right here in this amazing platform, on this stage, in this place, because honestly, I have experienced it personally. You poured into me, you've poured into my children, you poured into so many other families and their children. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. And I can never thank you enough, because you always do it and you always see the brilliance in all of us. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you for your work. Please look right there before I continue to be a bubbling, crying mess. Look right there in that camera. Yeah, please make sure folks know how to tap in with you and the amazing work that you're doing.
So Africatown Community Land Trust, Africatown SCA on social media. Wyking Builds on social media, africatownlandtrust.org. Yeah, tap in, don't tap out, man. It's it might be hard, but that's the only option we got, because a lot of people poured into me, and we got to keep paving the way, and we could do it. So, tap in, don't tap out. That's what it is.
There
Peace.
it is. There it is. Tap in, don't tap out. Oh my goodness, you guys.